So you're trying to come to the United States as a non-immigrant, either as a student, as an investor, or as a tourist. But the embassies are closed, or at least some of them are closed. In this video, we'll talk about the process of how to get a non-immigrant visa appointment in this day and age. So, what are you waiting for? I'll see you on the other side. In this video, we'll talk about how to schedule a non-immigrant visa appointment now that so many embassies and consulates are closed worldwide. We'll talk about the procedures of how to do it right now, which embassies are open, which embassies are closed for non-immigrant visa appointments, and give you some updates as to how to make this process as effective and smooth for you to be able to get your visa appointment. Before that, if you're here for the first time, make sure you subscribe to our channel, make sure to click that bell to be notified, and also give us a big like so YouTube will be able to show this video to more viewers just like you. So, non-immigrant visas, let's talk about that now. Quite a few of our YouTube channel viewers and subscribers are stuck in their home countries. They're trying to come back to the US, or they're trying to get their non-immigrant visas scheduled. So we're talking about tourist visas, investor visas, student visas, J1 visas, all these non-immigrant visas. They need to schedule them for appointments. So as you remember, in March, late March, most embassies and consulates worldwide were essentially shut down for visa processes. And then later on, in July 15th, US embassies started to reopen and visa appointments started to be scheduled slowly. Not all of them, but some of them. So the way it works right now is the following. The way it works right now is that consulates, depending on the country where they are located, they're going to be reopening based on the country conditions. So even though on July 15th it was announced that consulates are going to be reopening, they are working based on country conditions. The country where the situation with health and the coronavirus is better, those countries have more availability for appointments, and consulates are going to be entertaining more visa appointments. And I'm going to go through a few examples of those countries. Another change that happened, and I reported that before, as of August 25th, 2020, the State Department also issued another change that allowed for visa interviews to be waived in the non-immigrant visa categories for applicants that apply for non-immigrant visas in the same classifications. So if you're applying to renew your H-1B or another visa, you're not going to have to go for an in-person interview. Those were waived. That's another huge change that happened. But now that we are in September and people are coming back and needing to get their visas, what are the actual procedures to get your non-immigrant visa scheduled? The most important tip that I can give you is that in order to successfully schedule a non-immigrant visa interview, you have to be able to demonstrate to the consulate or the embassy that you qualify under the exemptions to the respective proclamations. And if you're not, then you have to demonstrate that you qualify for any of the national interest exemptions as defined by law. And we've done quite a few videos about those as well. Once you're deemed eligible, either under the exemption to the proclamations or under one of the national interest exemptions, once you're eligible under those, then you are able to schedule your non-immigrant visa appointment even if the post is officially closed. That's really important to understand because quite a few of these posts are closed, but if you can demonstrate that you are exempt or you are able to come with eligibility for the national interest exceptions, then you're able to contact the post even if the post is closed. And once again, when you email the embassy, do not expect that they have some sort of an automated process to determine that you are outside of scope of the ban or you qualify to a particular exemption. It's your job to be able to demonstrate with proof, with if you need any documents or whatever that is required for you to show them that you qualify, so they'll be able to open an appointment for you. They don't have some sort of an electronic way to do so. The burden is on you to be able to show that you do that. And again, we do this for our clients. We prepare the packages. We had a recent case in Germany where we had to show that somebody was coming into the US as an investor. It fell under one of the national interest exemptions, and we prepared the package, we sent it, and his case was granted within 2 days, and he was able to get an appointment. But again, I didn't expect the embassy to be able to understand it. I had to prepare the case and show it to them, so he was able to get the appointment and come to the United States. Another important thing to remember, even if you get an appointment, it doesn't mean that the visa will be issued. So you already passed one hurdle getting the appointment, but once you get the appointment, if the consular officer determined or is not satisfied that you meet the requirement for the exception, the visa is not going to be issued. So again, once again, you can get your appointment, you pass one step, you're still going to have to come with all the documents to the appointment to be able to convince them to actually give you the visa. So that's also something to really, it's important to understand that as well. So let's look at some individual countries and see what's happening, whether they see non-immigrant visas, are they open, are they not open, just to give you an example of what's happening in the different posts, this time as it relates to non-immigrant visas only. So let's take a look. China, Beijing, currently they're scheduling B1, B2s, tourist visas for late November. F1 student visas are now being scheduled for late November as well, and H1B visas for late November as well. No appointments for October currently unless they're emergency appointments. Another post in China will be Guangzhou. They're scheduling B1, B2 for September. They have F1 visas, student visas only December, and we have H1B visas open for October. US Embassy in Hong Kong is only open for limited appointments. We don't have specific information as to what dates they're going to be opening for general non-immigrant visas, but they are accepting appointments on a limited basis even now. Japan, the embassy in Tokyo is completely closed. The embassy in Osaka is accepting appointments for non-immigrant visas as of September, and those are student visas, J visas, and investor visas. Again, limited appointments, but they are open. The embassies in Philippines, non-immigrant visas are pretty much closed for tourist visas. The only visas they're accepting as of late August are student visas, and they are being processed in the Philippines, in Manila. Thailand, Bangkok is open for non-immigrant visas, mostly student visas, F and J visas. No tourist appointments are available unless there are exceptions. The US Embassy in New Delhi in India is open right now. Limited appointments, but only for student visas F and M. Tourist visas are not available unless there's an exception. The US Embassy in New Zealand is open. They are processing most non-immigrant visas, but it seems that H and L visas and J visas are suspended through December. The US Embassy in Hanoi, Vietnam is open. They're processing F visas and M visas, no tourist visas unless there's an exception. So once again, this is just a sampling of a few of the non-immigrant visa posts. We just want to give you an idea. It's really important to contact the posts before to make sure that they're open, and if they're not open, try to present the case for, if you're not falling under any of the exceptions or under any of the travel bans, then you should be able to schedule an appointment. And if you are, then you can qualify for the national entry exception. And once again, make sure you present your case in a very, very strong way, in a convincing way, to make sure that you are actually going to be able to get that appointment. But the good news is that appointments are available in limited posts, and more are opening, and we're going to continue to update you as we know more, but we just want to give you kind of the process as to how to schedule an appointment. It's done on a case-by-case basis with the individual posts, so you need to be able to contact the individual posts, and we'll link here in the description of the video the general website of the State Department, where you can find the embassy's websites, so you can go to those websites and communicate with them directly. And once again, make sure that you qualify or under the exceptions to be able to schedule your non-immigrant visa appointment. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any questions or any concerns about that. This video specifically for non-immigrant visas. Again, if you're here for the first time, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss any of our videos. Click that bell to be notified. There's a link to our private membership group if you want to get more updates and support throughout your case. We have a private membership group that we created just for people that are going through a visa process, they are stuck in the immigration process, they want to get more support, they want to get to see what other people are doing, It's called Immigration U. It's right here, the link in the description of the video, so make sure you join, and I want to see you there too. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.